Hey, Rosie, I sure hope that Chris Crocker guy gets his own TV show. Don't you think he's so talented? You know, if you were stupid, it'd be an improvement.
Hey, YouTubers. Sign 543 and Hi-yos. Anyway, this morning I was working on my journal and it just occurred to me, I just love to write. I can't think of anything more enjoyable than writing. Well, except for maybe an activity involving a very attractive model and a can of corn chowder. Not a human model, that's just sick. It is. What I mean is a model airplane. I like to eat corn chowder while I put together my model airplanes. I usually do that right before I spin my folktales. I once tried spinning webs but found out later that I lacked the equipment to shoot silk from my butt. I won't bore you with the gross details of that debacle. Thank me later. Suffice it to say that it involved a very large can of sepia-toned spackle and a roll of Bounty paper towels. But let's move on. I do love to write though. And if I don't say so myself, I'm pretty good at it. My last book was on the New York Times bestseller list. Okay, it wasn't, but it should have been up there. The book is called This Is a Good Book That You Should Read About a Girl Who Does Some Funny Stuff with a Cute Boy and They Are Funny and Cute. It's a long title to remember, I know, which is why I usually call it by its nickname, which is an acronym that's much easier to remember and much easier to say. Okay, it's not easy to say. Actually, it's very difficult to say. I should know, I tried 3 times at the Barnes & Noble when I was asking the cashier if they might want to carry my book. It was weird, because I was just trying to say the title when all of a sudden she starts giving me the Heimlich maneuver. What is that about? So anyway, I asked the question and then she looks at me funny and says that we don't carry books here with staples for binding. Oh right, like glue is better? They don't fool me one bit. You don't see office people going around all day gluing papers together, do you, Miss Know-It-All? Of course not, because like me, they know that staples are better. My agent tells me not to worry though. Something will come through. And I think I can trust his word. After all, he has been an agent for more than 10 years. Not a book agent. He's actually a secret agent for the CIA. But he knows books. Oh, alright. He's just my plumber, but he does read a lot. And he does look an awful lot like that Tom Cruise guy. Assuming, of course, that Tom Cruise had a bad comb-over and a bad case of terminal butt crack. And Tom Cruise did play that sports agent in Jerry Maguire, so you can see how that's the same thing. If my book ever got published, I'm sure that it would make a great movie. Ooh, I'd probably even write the screenplay. Because, I'm good at that too. I wrote one once about this guy who lives near the water. He has this cute little son, and it's sad at first because he loses his wife. And they move to Sierra, where the son makes a phone call to a call-in radio talk show to get his dad a new wife. And in the end, they meet on top of the Sears Tower, and they all live happily ever after. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that sounds a lot like that movie Sleepless in Seattle, but it's nothing like that. First of all, it's called Sad in Sierra, so you can see right there it's totally different. And second of all, there's no Christmas element in my movie. And my female lead works for the San Diego Tribune and not the Boston Globe. And the boy in the other movie is named Jonah. Mine's name is Jonas. And in the end, they meet on top of the Sears Tower, not like the other movie on the top of the Empire State Building. See what I mean? I explained all this to that director down at the studio, but he has no vision. He just had me thrown out and said that trespassing was against the law. Oh well. I guess I'll just join the ranks of all the other starving artists. Except I just ate a burrito, so I'm not really hungry. But I was hungry last night. Well, it's time for my medication, so I guess I'll run. For some reason, I like to run when I take my medicine. Just a habit, really.
It's Betty Crocker, bitch.